Warning, warning, I'm about to go into some heavy spoilers in this video, so if you haven't played any version of Persona 3, first off, what the hell are you doing? You should go and do that right now, and second, click off this video. I'd hate to ruin something as special as this for anyone. This is your final and only warning. Okay, let's talk about this freak show. Nyx, the goddess of the night, the twink of the afternoon, and the horn dog of the morning. She, whatever's down there, but I don't fucking know. This thing has been my favorite final boss of any JRPG ever made for a lot of reasons. But the newest version of Persona 3 released this year, Persona 3 Reload, widely considered now to be the best way to experience the game, has changed a lot of the things that people loved about the original PlayStation 2 game. And of these changes, personally, the ones that sting me the most are the bizarre alterations made to the game's final boss. The one thing I wanted so desperately for this remake to get right. So let's talk about that. Alright, let me start with a question. What makes for a satisfying final boss fight? The answer is actually quite simple. I just use a similar criteria I use to judge the quality of an entire video game. These criteria are often the following in order of importance: gameplay, characters, story, soundtrack, and finally, art style / graphics, whichever you prioritize. So now, how do we convert these when judging a final boss? Well, gameplay translates to challenge. I think a good final boss should, in the grand scheme of things, be the ultimate test of the player's abilities, where they're able to put everything they've learned from hours of gameplay to good use in one singular fight. And this should, to the average player at least, provide a decent challenge that you can't just mindlessly plow your way through. The importance of the game's characters would translate to the identity of the final boss. Who is it exactly that we are fighting? Is it someone of great relevance to the game's themes? Are they the very antithesis of what our main characters stand for? Is it someone who's been relevant throughout the entire game and who we've grown attached to? Are their motivations clear? Was their opposition a surprise? All of these factors contribute heavily to how we feel when battling a final boss. Now, when a game has good writing and an interesting story, it naturally follows that the reasons for fighting is interesting as well, and should make sense. Is there actually a good reason for this battle taking place? Will there be severe consequences if one side doesn't win? Or is it just, yeah, video game needs final boss. Let's make these characters fight, cause it's the cool thing to do, even though things really can be resolved peacefully. Next is the soundtrack, and this is self-explanatory. Having some jamming music in the background when fighting said boss is like half the experience. Bonus points if it's like a remix of the game's theme or something. But most importantly, the music should be fitting for what's currently happening, the tone, and the visuals. Which brings me to my last point. The art style or graphics is translated to the whole spectacle, meaning the boss's design, the design of the arena, the choice of color, the symbolism that's maybe on display, everything you see on screen really. Now, let's apply these criteria to Nyx, starting with the original fight. The challenge. Being completely honest, right from the start, I actually don't think Nyx was all that difficult of an encounter. But I only think that after playing so many Persona and SMT games and going back to Persona 3. When I first fought Nyx all those years ago, it actually seemed impossible, like they've been constantly saying a whole 2 months before the actual boss fight. As seeing that you have no idea what to expect, there's little to no chance you're actually fully prepared for the fight. It's possible to beat Nyx first try, but you likely had a rough time doing so. So let's get into the details of why that is. Nyx has a total of 14 phases, each representing the first 14 arcana. During his first phase, where he's the fool, he literally does nothing and just smiles at you like a psychopath the entire time.
Get ready! Nyx is preparing to attack!
Why the fuck you lying?
From his second to 13th phases, he literally uses every single strategy you might have used at some point in the game. He has access to all the elements in different phases and switches up his resistances similar to how you can switch personas. So this incentivizes you to have all the magic types at your disposal and have a persona for every single resistance you might need. He can cast status elements, tries to insta-kill you at times with both light and dark, mind charge, power charge, physical and magic reflects. Hell, he even goes for the ghastly whale strat near the end just to fuck with you. And no matter what phase you're on, he always has access to Almighty attack, which deals heavy damage to everyone and doesn't care about your dumb resistances. And keep in mind, this skill can be used at any time and be a follow-up from a one more. Oh, and did I mention, Throughout all of this, Nyx gets to act twice every turn. Meaning, if say you give him the option to strike a weakness twice in a row, if he wants to, he can just almighty attack twice and end your miserable life. His final form is where things get serious though. He's got quadruple the amount of health he usually does, has double the resistance to all types of attacks except almighty, and he has access to almost every single type of skill. Not to mention Moonless Gown and Night Queen, which he starts using when he gets desperate, and it's busted as hell. If you don't have Charm Resist for this part, try not to scream and wake your neighbors when this happens. Keep in mind that if you're underprepared for this fight, expect to be in here for about 2 hours. They really weren't messing around with this one. They were insistent in ending this game off with a bang. Safe to say that in terms of Criteria 1, Challenge, the original Nyx delivered. I do wish they made him a higher level on higher difficulties though, similar to how say Nocturne did it. That would be my only comment. Now, what about the challenge offered by Reload's version of Nyx? Sure, it's no secret that Reload is overall much easier than the original game, but surely the devs would want to keep that feeling of suspense and desperation when fighting Nyx here, right? It surely can't be that easy. That took like 10 minutes. Okay, no big deal. It was my bad. I had the game set to hard, which, I mean, I thought I knew what the word hard meant, but apparently not. I'll just play again on Merciless, maybe then I'd have a better experience. Okay, then maybe he's designed to be fought solo or something. You know, how like the movie did it. Yeah, I think that's it. I think I should do that. Mind you, I haven't even done any extra grinding. I'm just playing the game like how any first timer would play it. But what makes him so easy this time around exactly? Well, for one, they took away his 2 actions per turn, making him feel like just any old encounter. As for what they changed regarding his skill set, I don't know. No, literally, I have no idea what his skill set looks like. He dies so fast, I could barely see what moves he has. I do know he uses the other Full Moon bosses' skills, so if I had to guess, I'd say it plays more like a boss rush. It's not just Nyx himself though. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's Theurgies, man. They're just too freaking overpowered. Theurgies and Fuka's dumb full party charge and concentrate, which just makes the game a goddamn joke. This version of Nyx was such a disappointment. They just took one of the best, one of the most unique, one of the most challenging final bosses and reduced it to a walk in the park. Hell, it even made Royal's final boss fight feel like rocket science by comparison. And you know what? I think the devs knew full well that that was the case. In his final phase, Nyx couldn't even wait before he started using Night Queen. You know why that is? The devs knew full well that if he didn't use it right off the bat, most players would kill him instantly and they would end up missing the beautiful animation they worked so hard on. Man, fuck this version of Nyx, it ruined my life. Okay, I'm exaggerating. It's actually not that bad. And I actually think it's really fun to fight him solo. But I should never have to impose limiters on myself just to enjoy a goddamn boss fight. Now, you might be thinking, this is just one man's opinion, right? It wouldn't necessarily apply to you, right? Plus, I'm hella biased. I already played FES and Portable, so I kinda knew what to expect going into this. Alright, that's fair, but let me just show a comparison of how some streamers reacted to beating the original Nyx versus beating the newer Nyx. These are all streamers I frequent, by the way, and they're all really cool people, so definitely check them out if you haven't yet.
This is
He is trying here though.
shit. Yeah, I know. I told you these PS2 era games, they always have this. Where it's like, oh, you spent 2 hours getting here? Well, did you prepare for this? Oh, shit!
Oh no, this will be okay. This will be okay. This will be okay. This is gonna be okay. This is gonna be okay. Oh!
Oh, shit!
Oh no!
I
We take those in this house!
They were right! We couldn't defeat Nyx! Nyx can only defeat itself! Oh shit! Oh shit!
We wanted it.
Oh shit!
We wanted it. Okay.
Oh, this is it!
This has got to be it.
It was fire and ice! It was Black Frost all along! Oh! Wait, maybe it's not over though. I mean, it looks like it's over. Premature celebration. It just lost its... Ah!
What is that? Yukari-chan! Oh no, she's weak. Oh, we have a mirror on. We hit a mirror! Oh my god! This is the most intense battle of my life! I actually can't handle this! I'm shaking so much. I don't want to lose your. I'm enraged. That's it. No, I'm enraged, bro. That's it. This rage. Oh my god. Oh my god. Please. Oh, he's so close to dead. No, are you serious, bro? Come on. No, come on, come on.
Shall perish.
Come on. Please.
Akihiko-senpai is in trouble!
Are you kidding me? It's not dead? Oh my god. Please tell me that's it. I don't want another boss. I can't. That was easily the most intense fight I have ever fought in my years of playing video games.
How much damage can we do? You got it, boy. Cerberus. You're not loyal to Tartarus. It doesn't matter. Oh!
All shall fall. Just accept it.
Is that supposed to happen? Is that supposed to happen, bro? Surely not. Surely not. We defeated Nyx?
Did we do it?
I was about to say the same damn thing. This isn't it. It's phase 2. There's gonna be some JRPG nonsense. We all know it.
Now, I ask you, just by seeing these complete opposite reactions, who do you think had the better, more memorable experience? And then you just got fucking Sai over here who just said fuck it and...
Armageddon!
Now, moving on to criteria 2, identity. And of course, there isn't much to compare here between the two games because it's still Ryoji. And the same goes with criteria 3 of why they are fighting. In both games, Ryoji was a relevant presence all throughout as he constantly foreshadows future events as pharaohs. But I will say that Reload did a much better job when it comes to Ryoji himself. They did a better job in integrating him into the story and giving us scenes where we can really come to understand him in. They even added extra dialogue during the fight which clarified something I wasn't sure about for the longest time, which is whether or not Ryoji's mind is still there, and now we know that that is in fact the case. He clearly states this time that he doesn't want to see us suffer, confirming the fact that he is in fact taking it easy on us during the boss fight, for the first 13 phases at least. As for the voice acting, I'm kinda mixed on it, honestly. In Reload, they made Nyx sound way more accurate to how they sound in Japanese, but the original's deep, haunting voice is just downright terrifying and it fits him so well, so I 100% prefer that over this new one. Here's a comparison if you haven't heard one or the other yet.
The moment man devoured the fruit of knowledge, he sealed his fate. Entrusting his future to the cards, man clings to a dim hope. Yes, the Arcana is the means by which all is revealed. Attaining one's dream requires a stern will and unfailing determination. The moment man devoured the fruit of knowledge, he sealed his fate. Entrusting his future to the cards, he clings to a dim hope. Yes, the Arcana is the means by which all is revealed. Attaining one's dream requires a stern will and unfailing determination.
By the way guys, if I may interject here, my last video I made on this channel was comparing the persona list between Persona 3 Portable and Reload, and it was genuinely a really fun video to make, but the YouTube algorithm hasn't been too good to it, so please consider showing it some love if you're interested. You know, assuming this video doesn't share a similar fate. Oh, and please consider subscribing if you're enjoying this video so far. I mainly specialize in JRPGs, but I've been on a Persona craze these last few weeks. So anyway, back to Nyx. I'm not gonna go into the story reasons for why this fight is significant, because we'll be here all day, and since that hasn't exactly changed, I see no reason to drag this video on any further. So, moving on to the music, I think we can all agree that Nyx's boss theme, the Battle for Everyone's Souls, is one of the best battle themes ever composed. It even made my top 10 best battle themes video I made a while back. Not only does this song fit Nyx and the fight to a T, The song itself is a remix of the Velvet Room theme, a song you've heard over and over so many times by this point, giving it that sense of finality. Now, as far as comparisons go, the version that plays in Reload is just a slightly altered version of the original. It's a bit less orchestral, which is a shame, but ultimately I think both songs stand on equal footing. I wasn't too sure at first, but I played the newer song over the original's gameplay, and I saw that nothing was too out of place, and it was still epic as hell. Even though I'm still in the camp of, if it's not broke, don't try to fix it when it comes to music. Which begs the question, if it's not the music, why is this so significantly less badass than this? I think the answer is obvious, and brings me to my last criterion, the spectacle. Let's address the elephant in the room first. What the shit is this new color scheme? Just look at this. Look me in the eye and tell me which of these two looks better. You don't really need to think about it, really. It's just answer instinctively. Don't worry, I won't judge you. But to anyone who answered the second image, I got some bad news for you, buddy. The new arena just looks so freaking ugly, and it's bland, and it's just... No, why would they do this? Okay, I get it. The green lighting makes more sense because the fight is still taking place during the dark hour. But damn it, I just don't care. The white lighting just looks so much better. Nyx's main color scheme is black, white, and a touch of blue. Look me in the eye again and tell me dark green complements these colors. It's not even just the color, they even took away some of the background elements like moving clouds, the cracks of light in the sky, and they even took the feathers away from the pillars. Why would they do this? Why the fuck does this arena look 100 times better in a goddamn dancing game, Atlas? Look, I even have it as my desktop background, for fuck's sake. It looks dope as hell, and then you give us this? Okay, I got that out of my system. Now, what about Nyx himself? Nyx's design is iconic, with a face reveal that's known to send literal chills down your spine. Now, how was this handled in Reload? Oh, so they're using the in-game models this time instead of the anime cutscene. That's fine, I mean the models in this game look amazing, so I can't wait to see how Nyx looks like... Bro, why does Mr. Ryumi have a better model than the game's main antagonist? Considering how the main character's models are in this game, you would think that the final boss would look just as good. But nope, you get this dumb-looking PS3 model. Also, did you notice that he's overall much shorter and less grand this time around? When Nyx shows up, they literally made him float there just to replicate the original's camera angle, because otherwise his shadow wouldn't be looming over the team. It's just so dumb. It reminds me of goddamn Jump Force of all things. Also, now this is dumb, I know, but am I the only one who's bothered that I can see Nyx's neck hairline? Like, bro, you're supposed to be bringing death to the world. When did you have the time to get a fresh new haircut? All jokes aside, I'm just messing around with that last one. Obviously, the newer model is an improvement over the PS2 model, but that should be a given. It just should have looked better and less out of place. And that's everything I hated about Nyx in Persona 3 Real. Psych, I actually have a sixth hidden criteria to indicate the quality of a final boss, that I'm happy to say both the original and Reload's version of Nyx excelled in. And that's uniqueness. Let's face it, no matter how well designed the fight is, no matter how cool it looks, no matter how good the game's story is, it's uniqueness that ultimately makes a boss memorable. What other final boss gives you life lessons as they're beating your ass? What other final boss takes it easy on you for the first few phases because they wish you no harm? And what other final boss has 14 goddamn phases? These little details add so much, and that's why I'm happy to say that even though I have my qualms with this newer version of Nyx, I still think that it's a relatively memorable encounter. At the end of the day, my thoughts are biased. I played Persona 3 decades ago, and I have absolutely no way to experience Reload as a newcomer. My main concern with Nyx, and why I decided to make this video, is because I'm worried that newcomers to Persona 3 won't have the same quality experience people like me did back in the day. So I'm gonna end this video by asking, to those who've only played Reload, what did you think about your encounter with Nyx? Was it satisfying? Was it memorable? Have you never experienced anything like it before? Please let me know all about that in the comments below. And consider subscribing if you're into what I do here. It'll definitely help me out a lot. I have a couple more videos on Reload I want to get out of the way before SMT5 Vengeance comes out and the Elden Ring DLC, so please look forward to those if you're interested. And until then, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.